Wow. Hello, hello, hello. I got 1 out of 9. What an interesting round of football we had. So many upsets, and I'm not even mad about Geelong losing the Fremantle. It's just funny now that there's been so many teams. Look at that. 1 out of 9. Collingwood lost, Geelong lost, Bulldogs lost, Brisbane lost, Port, Hawthorn, Richmond, and North Melbourne lost. Now, I went through a couple of upsets, but yeah, I don't know where to go from here. As long as I get 110, I don't really care. So now, the Friday night game between Western Bulldogs and Richmond at Marvel Stadium. I don't know who to tip. I really don't. After the Bulldogs, choked a 35-point lead to GWS, and Richmond lost to... Who do they lose to? They lost to Melbourne by 32, so I don't know. I really don't know who to go for, but it is at Marvel, and Richmond don't like playing at Marvel, so I'm just going to have to go Bulldogs here. I'm going to go Bulldogs by 8 points. It should be a close game, and with Aaron Norton kicking a bag. Next game is a Saturday at Marvel Stadium, 1:45. We have Essendon versus West Coast. Now, Essendon, did they win? I'm pretty sure they won, yeah. They had a good win against... Who did they play? No, they lost. That's right. They lost to... who did they lose to? They lost to Sydney. Now, that's right. And West Coast had a good win against North Melbourne. I don't really know who to tip, to be honest. I think I'm just going to have to go Essendon just because it's at Marvel Stadium. But West Coast had a good win against North by 5 points. They should be having a lot more confidence after that game. But I'm still going to go Essendon in a close one. I reckon Essendon by 4 goals. Now, the next game is Adelaide versus Gold Coast. Now, Adelaide are a chance here to make the finals, I reckon. They had a really, really strong performance against Port Adelaide. I just never really thought Adelaide could actually just dominate Port like that, even though I think they won by 40 last time. But, yeah, what a stellar performance. Gold Coast, they also won. Yeah, they won. They beat Brisbane by about, 5 goals or something like that. So, what a great performance by them, especially against Brisbane, who are a quality top 4 team. And that'll give them a lot more confidence. But I feel like at Adelaide Oval, 2:10 on a Saturday, Adelaide are just going to star. And hopefully Tex Walker could win the Coleman. So next game is Hawthorn versus Collingwood. Oh, I don't know who to tip. I'd love to go Hawthorn, but Collingwood are just on another level. They seriously are. Even though they did lose to Carlton, but, it's better to lose now than, another couple of weeks, 6 weeks before the finals start. So, yeah, they had a little bit of a reality check, but at the same time, they're still, 2 games up from first. So, there's nothing to worry about for them. They just had an off game, everybody does, and Collingwood will bounce back strong and win by about 10 goals, I reckon. Next game is Geelong versus Port Adelaide. Now, unfortunately, I can't go to this game, but I'll be watching Geelong and Port. I don't know who to tip. I'm thinking Port. Only reason because I feel like our season's over. I know it's very, very... There's still, 3 games left. But I generally don't think we stand a chance against a couple teams. So, I'm just going to stick with Geelong. I love Geelong, obviously. My own team. Never betrayed them, unlike someone. What? But in all seriousness, though, this is going to be a tough game. This really is. Depends how Geelong play. If they play poor, then yeah. But if they play really, really well, I hope they really do. I'm going to say Geelong by 3 goals in a close game. Geelong going to kick the last 2 goals in the last 2 minutes. So, GWS versus Sydney. Now, Sydney had a good win against the Bombers. Unfortunate for them that Buddy Franklin has retired, but what a career he has had. And then you got GWS. Now, they're just on a roll. They were 35 points down and they came back against Dogs and Ballarat won. Like, I don't know how they keep doing this. They beat Adelaide and Adelaide, the Geelong and Geelong, Bulldogs and Ballarat. Like, they just keep doing that. They are so underrated at the moment. And yeah, I'm tipping GWS and they'll make the top 8. Top 4, no, but they could be either 5th or 6th, but if they keep going on a roll like this, they're going to be a scary team in September. That's for sure. So we got North Melbourne versus Melbourne. Melbourne had a good win against Richmond. By 5 goals, 32 points. Richmond were all over them, but yeah, they came back and strong. And North Melbourne were very, very unlucky. But I'm going to go an upset here. I'm going to go North Melbourne. I know it's in Blundstone Arena and they've belted North Melbourne a few times, the Ds. But at the same time, I'm going to have to go an upset. I feel like it should be a really cracking game. And I'm just going to go an upset. Hopefully North Melbourne do win because they haven't won in, 17 weeks. So the next game is at 3:20 Marvel. St Kilda versus Carlton. Now this is a crucial game for both sides. Now Carlton want to try and make the top 8 and, St Kilda want to make the top 4, but a bit hard especially with those top 4 sides. But I feel like Carlton have more of the momentum, even though they had a good win St Kilda against the Hawks. I just feel like Carlton, they've done really well with Charlie Curnow. I think he's kicked 12 to 15 goals in the past few weeks, which is insane. I think it's the last 2 weeks. He's just dominating. So I'm going to go Carlton. They have their injuries, but at the same time, they've got a lot of depth. So the next game is at Optus Stadium, 4:40, Fremantle versus Brisbane. Now, after the confidence that Fremantle shown, I don't know how we did lose to them, but at the same time, full credit to them. They just outplayed us every fashion. In the contested possessions, inside mid, ruck, even though we won the hit out, just the advantage and all over the ground. They were just outstanding. So I'm going to tip Fremantle to win by 5 points in a thriller, and they can get the momentum going. Like it is actually possible for them to make the 8 if they keep winning, but they've also got to have their percentage up, so they need a really good win the next couple of weeks. But I'm gonna go Fremantle by 5 points, and it's going to be a close finish. Legit 15 teams are trying to can make the 8. Oh, probably not 15. There's probably 7 teams outside the top 8 that could make the finals, which is crazy to think about, but also very, very exciting. So I'm looking forward to seeing how the Cats go. If they do make finals, that's awesome. But if they don't, I've seen 4 flags in the space of 17 years. I'm 22, so I've only seen us miss the finals a few times. So that's still a pretty good record. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to September. I might even go to a few finals, see how I go. But yeah, so that's the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a good day, night, whenever you're watching this. Peace.